Hi everyone, I'm Amber and this is Luna. Today we are going to watch the Wicked trailer. And yes, may I help you? Did you see how she like wanted me to put him on her? Okay, you're gonna chill right there? Alright. Um, I love Wicked. I love the story. I love the play, and I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I hope they're keeping a lot of, fundamental details about that are from the play. But I'm also curious to see what they add. I'm curious to see what they take away, um, and how they incorporate certain elements that are kind of essential to the play, or non-essential to the play, and what they do with them in furthering and telling the story, like the whole thing with Dorothy being there, and obviously the Scarecrow is a big part of Dorothy's story. I'm sorry, do you want me to take it off? um, of Dorothy's story and everything, as well as Alphabuzz. So I kind of want to see how they incorporate that, and I kind of want to see more of Dorothy because she kind of was like just an afterthought in the play. So without further ado, let us get started. The Yellow Brick Road. Ooh, the train's pretty. Cool, high tech. Oh, she's coming from a boat. Oh, her rings are pretty. No duh. She's beautiful though. Ooh, oh, the flying monkey. Why are they so big? Of course she's there. Fiera. Oh, she wanted a wedding dress? What's going on here? Mm-hmm. Toto! Oh, they're all there. Oh, it's that guy! It's the guy! Oh, sorry, guys. Oh. Oh, she's in her bubble. Yes. Ooh, yes, girl. Yes. On Thanksgiving. Alright. So overall, it looks very futuristic, as does everything nowadays. Set in a different world, and it is very Wizard of Oz. In terms of, I think like the design, it reminds me very much of that other Wizard of Oz movie that they did. Something about the wizard. It's that guy who is in Spider Man who plays the best friend. What's his name? Anyway, and he's the wizard. So that one, Oz the Great and Powerful. That one was a good movie, and so it's very like those kind of whimsical kind of I guess the light kind of pastel colors that they use visually, but then like it's also kind of like interesting kind of futuristic designs, that is like the version of Oz that we would think in our head, but it's also very modernized in how they make movies that are futuristic, kind of, or dystopian. Um, but yeah, I saw Dorothy. Her shoes were silver. But I think that's just taking it back to like the original, which I think is really interesting because the shoes were originally silver, and they changed it to ruby. And we see the lion and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, and I kind of want to see like how the Scarecrow, which is Fiero's character, goes back and forth, between Alphaba and then Dorothy, and like kind of like what really his part is in that, because we kind of, again, it was just kind of there. So I think it would be really interesting. And I want to see like the wizard and Alphaba, and obviously that's his daughter, and he gets rid of her, quote unquote, when she melts, and then I really want to see the ending, when Fiero comes, and then they live there happily ever after, and I kind of want to see what they do with that, if they kind of bring it into something more. And I hope they bring in the kind of political aspect, that's like part of who Elphaba is, and she like really stands for what she believes in, and the whole animals like, you know, losing their voice kind of thing, and maybe how that applies to the Cowardly Lion because he talks and, you know, they're losing their voice. So I think that would be really interesting. That was always a question I had, and I think that um, the headmistress, I forget her name, but she's a brilliant actress. They have the guy from Jurassic Park. I'm terrible with names, but he's like great. And he's the wizard. And then Ariana Grande, like her voice is phenomenal. And I'm kind of I haven't seen her act, so I'm kind of waiting to see how that works out. The girl who plays Alphaba, I've don't think I've seen a movie with her before, but she is beautiful. She's gorgeous. The green just brings out like everything, um, and just makes her like she's already so beautiful, but that it just kind of enhanced her beauty somewhat and like made her Alphaba. I don't know how to explain it. And the whole scene where she's like, "You're green," and she's like, "I am," and I'm like, "Are we being sarcastic here?" Like, obviously you are. I don't know if they're going to include her sister, because her sister becomes the Wicked Witch of the East, where the house falls on her. Um, it's so sad that she just becomes a witch really quickly, and then she dies. And then the boy that she's infatuated with becomes the Tin Man, and I kind of want to see, like, cause he's been stuck for a while, but then like this all progresses very quickly because if I remember, he kind of escaped and he turned to, you know, but when did he have time to rust? So I don't know. I just kind of want to see that side of things too and have more focus on Dorothy in certain aspects because I kind of want to just bring it all together. But of course, this is Alphaba's movie and I'm excited about that. And her friendship with Glenda. And I am excited to hear them both sing. I don't know if that was, it didn't sound like Idina Menzel's version of that song at the end. So I really, really, really hope that it's, you know, these actors singing. And I want it to be amazing and beautiful. Ariana's voice is just like, I think, gonna sound really, really nice. And so I'm looking forward to the soundtrack, is what I'm saying. And the flying monkeys are very tall and very like human like, which I wasn't expecting. But I'm like, okay, new adaptation, you know. And I'm kind of waiting to see like kind of what. I feel like there's gonna be more secrecy, more intimate moments between, you know, the characters and the conspiracy of it all, what's going on between, you know, these higher ups and this and the land of Oz and her power and how it's like frowned upon, and then how, you know, the animals and uh, are losing their voices and certain, you know, things are happening behind the scenes in Oz, and it's a really big fundamental part I think of this play, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they create a new adaptation of it because it seems like this movie really does have the plot of the play, but obviously it's a movie and I kind of want to see what they do with it. But overall, it looks very visually beautiful. Lots of pinks, lots of greens, and I like how Alphaba's like this dark green compared to the contrasting of like the lighter green. Really makes her stand out with the black. And I I look forward to seeing just how the headmistress is involved this time around, because obviously she's heavily involved in Alphaba's teaching and Alphaba's kind of like growth process in the actual play. But it looks like she's very involved in this one as well. And there's going to be things that are added, and there's going to be things that other, I think, moments where these characters backstab one another, and I think it's going to be very mature in that aspect, where they kind of take it one step further. And if they don't, I'm going to be very upset because I don't see any other way to take it, because there's already all this kind of political undergrowth that is within this whole story, and it's part of the plot and part of the kind of behind the scenes in Oz, and it would be really tragic for them to take it away. So yeah, those are my thoughts really on this movie. Like I said, I really want the sister to be there. I think she was just such an important part, in not only like the becomings of the Wicked Witch of the East, but she's also Alphaba's sister, and such a, like, she's the one that was born normal, but she was also in a wheelchair. So like she affects Alphaba a lot, and there's a lot of like compare and contrast and duality, and fighting and sisterly rivalry against um, the two sisters. And I think that it, Alphaba, loving her and wanting the best for her, and she hating her, and everybody not liking her because she's green and because she has powers, like, she's like this oddity in this school. And so I think, like, her sister, she grew up with that, and that I don't want her coming in, either not having experienced that with her sister and her father, because I think that would be, I mean, it might be interesting to see her come very confident, but like that's just kind of like what makes her confident, and she's already confident. She's just, there's gonna be no progression in her character, but it might work. I don't know, but I want to see the sister because it really, I think, adds a level to the story and to Alphaba's story, and I don't want to take away from Alphaba's story. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all real soon. I'm hoping that this trailer, I'm hoping that this movie is really good though. All right, bye.